Oh dear. Bad boy. Um,
Willem, you have a wonderful career. You worked recently in huge movies, in small independent movies, but also in huge movies like Aquaman and Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you did The Last Temptation with Scorsese. What's your take in this whole debate about comic book movies?
I stay out of it.
Yeah.
I stay out of it.
Yeah.
So I feel free to move where I move.
That's perfect.
Listen, I will say, in the comments that Scorsese and Coppola expressed about comic book movies, it's absolutely understandable. I mean, to be an actor in those movies sometimes is fun because there are things that you can't do in a small movie. It's fun to be on wires, flying, 60 feet up in the air and diving down, to the floor. There's an athleticism sometimes to the things that I get to do in those kinds of movies. Now, it's all mediated by many things, so it's very slow, it's very boring sometimes, but you do get these great opportunities. So from an actor's point of view, there's pleasures, but often they're too overstuffed, and they lose the story, and they commit a lot of resources and money to these big set pieces that sometimes don't work, but they feel obligated to use them anyway. And I think they've got to be more disciplined and less noisy and less long. They commit a lot of resources to this, and then they want to see it up on the screen rather than say, what do we have here? What works as a movie? That I can say without really disparaging, the movies in general, but I think they got to keep their eye on making them, I can only say more disciplined, like less accept that if they put these set pieces out there, it's going to entertain people.
if the filmmaker can't retain their voice in a comic book movie, then it is not cinema.
Like, one of the pleasures with something like Spider-Man was that Sam Raimi, that was a personal movie.
Yeah.
He was in on that. There was nothing delegated there. And there weren't these huge set pieces that were so unmanageable that they distorted the story in such a way that you kind of take a break and watch a display of effects. It was always integrated, and those set pieces always advanced the story. So it's still good filmmaking.
That's perfect, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.